Well, people keep asking me, hey, give your opinion about the PS5 price drop. Well, you know what? Here it is, because Dreamcast Guy did one. Let's see if this Sony pony gets all excited, because everyone keeps telling me he's a Sony pony.
PlayStation, because it seems like Sony is about to do a shadow dropped sale here in actually just a couple days. They're about to do the deepest discount on the PlayStation 5.
Good. Finally, someone sits there and gives something good to the consumer for once. When you have Microsoft jacking up their prices, Nintendo jacking up the game prices. I mean, this is awesome. This is like shots fired. Bang, bang.
They're doing the first sale on the PS5 Pro. They're even slashing costs of stuff like hundreds of games, PlayStation Plus. But
okay, is this only temporary or is it during their big day of play sale? I mean, it's still nice that they're giving that kind of a sale, but I mean, for only that short period of time, I would have liked to have seen a lot longer than that. Now, I know some people are saying like, oh, this is going to compete with Nintendo. I'm like, nah, not really. I mean, the people who already put a pre-order in, if the pre-orders are doing so well, where they're going to be sold out at launch, like a lot of people are speculating them. I mean, people have already bought them. So, I mean, I don't think this is really going to affect them.
The reason I'm talking about this is that it does seem like the hot topic of the industry right now is how everything is going up.
Oh yeah, and it's very good that at least Sony is doing something that is for the consumer. Now, it would have been better if they would have done this a lot longer, because then it would have showed they were trying to compete. But no, I don't think this is really going to compete with Nintendo, to be honest. I think it's a good thing, but if it's only during that short sale, during the state of play sale, I mean, if all the pre-orders are going to be sold out at launch like everybody's speculating, or most of them, I mean, it's not like this is really going to damage Nintendo, to be honest.
Right now, Xbox Series X 2 terabyte edition is $720.
Which is completely outrageous. I cannot believe they actually jacked that price up. Microsoft, I don't know what you were thinking, but that was a terrible business decision. But wouldn't be the first time you made a terrible one.
A Nintendo Switch 2 is $500 at launcher. Even just controllers and stuff are so dang expensive. So
I still stand by that damn bundle being too overpriced.
I think PlayStation is trying to do a power play. I think they're testing the waters to see, okay, will a discount significantly spike our sales? Can we just...
Oh, I think it will. The people that are only playing on the PS4 right now, if they've been waiting for a good sale to come, I think this could get them to upgrade it. You know, this would have been better if they could have done this during the GTA 6 time when it comes out.
Permanently scorched earth take over the industry if we have the cheapest system. But let's take a look at the deals, and let me talk about why I hope, I'm not sure about this, but I hope these discounts become permanent.
Okay, I was correct. So it's only a temporary discount. I still think that's going to get a lot of people on the PS5 that have a PS4. That is a strong possibility, but it would be better if it was permanent. That would send a huge message to the gaming industry if Sony did that. But if they really want to jump up their sales, make sure they do this when GTA 6 comes out.
Currently the AC is broken in my house, so if I look extra sweaty, well, deal with it. Okay.
Dreamcast Guy, you make this way too easy, really. You had to sit there and say, you couldn't just let it be. I don't think anybody was really worried about it. Or if you've been watching our videos when we sit there and say you look like you haven't bathed in a while.
So this came from Bill Coon. We've talked about this guy's leaks in the past. He essentially has an ability to look at website backends. He's some sort of hacker or coder or something. He has leaked stuff like controllers.
Okay, I mean this in the nicest way possible, Dreamcast. You really got to do something about your hands. They just don't feel natural the way you keep doing all these hand signals. You know, I don't know what it is. I never hear anybody say anything about it. For some reason, the way you move your hands around, it drives me crazy. It like really bothers me, and I don't know why.
Peripherals. He's one of the first people to talk about stuff like the PlayStation 5 Pro even existing, and so he said, here's the days of play dates, an overview of upcoming discounts, and essentially it comes down to the first big discounts, not just to 2025, but the first big discounts since the PlayStation 5 Pro came out.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I haven't heard since the PS5's come out about $100 discount. Maybe on like a Black Friday sale or something, but never like this.
Now, let's face it, the PS5 Pro, the main criticism it got is that it's too damn expensive. $700 for...
Oh, come on. Now you're just downplaying that one. It was the overprice of it. It had no disk drive. Come on. You got to include that damn disk drive along with it. And it had no stand. That was another thing people were throwing a fit about.
Let's face it, 10% better graphics. That's a pretty steep jump. But what's funny is that...
Yeah, those graphics do not mean it makes a difference to sit there and jump up in price like that. That is just ridiculous. Stop sitting there defending that crap.
Even after this leak, people are still very, very skeptical. A lot of people are like, okay, like with every single system getting more expensive, it's hard to believe a leak saying prices are going down because
Oh, I understand, but I mean, it actually is happening. It is dropping price like that for the sale. I mean, but it's only a temporary sale. It's not like it's a permanent thing here. It's not like with the Xbox where they temporarily raised it, because if they do away with the tariff crap that they were doing, those prices aren't going to come down.
everything else, the price is going way, way, way up. Now, technically, there are other PlayStation deals that are even running right now. Like this is one, I am still actually blown away by this. I love Astrobot. I gave it a 10 out of 10. I platinumed that. Anybody who's played Astrobot,
From the stuff I've heard about you, I have a very hard time believing that.
obviously it won Game of the Year for a reason. They're doing an Astrobot bundle right now where the digital edition is $400 with the game included. This is still an extremely good deal, but apparently...
Oh yeah, I thought it was too. I'm like, at $450, you can get it with the disc drive one. I was like, comparing it to the Switch 2 prices. I'm like, what is going on here?
These prices are trying to basically make it even cheaper than that. PS5 Pro is now going to be $50 off. The base model is going to be $100 off.
That one right there, that $100 off, that's an amazing deal.
PlayStation Plus, which obviously could be on PS4 or PS5, that's getting a 30% discount now.
Yeah, I still, even with a 30% discount, I still don't think it's worth it for what you get. Now, if you never had it, then yes, there's a lot of value. But if you already have it and you're thinking about re-upping it, unless you're playing online, I don't think it's really worth it.
In the actual phrasing of it, it actually says that essentially it sounds like for the PlayStation Plus, it's renewals. So if you already have PlayStation Plus, they're going to have a thing where it says, hey, extend it by a year and it's 30% off.
Oh, okay, so it's only for renewals? No, it's not worth it. Hell no, it's not worth it. Like I said, unless you had it and never really played any games and you're actually going to play the games, then sure, I guess it could be. But if you played a lot on there, no, I don't think it's worth it, because so far they have not upped the value. They've upped the price of it, but they haven't, and they decreased the value. Now they're trying to decrease the price, but I don't see them upping the value.
I actually do this all the time. PlayStation Plus is expensive. I get the premium tier, or I historically have gotten the premium tier, and what I always do is whenever there's a sale, that's when I re-up it. So I go from paying what?
Okay, even with this, it's still not worth it. They have not shown us that they're going to up the value. They've decreased the value since they upped the price before. So what, now they're going to decrease the price? I still don't think it's worth it at that price.
$200 a year down to like $160. But the other discount that I've seen a lot of people talk about is PSVR 2. I don't know why people are so dead set on PSVR 2. Everybody that has that says it's totally, totally worth it.
I tried it once. Well, I tried the first VR, never really tried the second VR. I wasn't really into it. It's not my thing. I wasn't into the Wii with the motion control, so I don't think I'm going to be into this one to get this.
Now, this is actually, I think, the fourth discount. That thing was originally $600 for the VR headset. Then they took it down to $400, and then I think $300. So these discounts, it's almost making it worth it. But
I don't really have an opinion on it. I've never used it, so I can't sit there and say that's really worth it. I guess that's up to you guys, but if it was originally at $600, now it's down to what, $300, $250? Maybe it would be worth it.
I want PlayStation to find a way to make these discounts permanent.
Oh, they could, but the problem is I don't think they're going to make enough in the software sales, really, because they haven't been coming out with any first-person titles. They don't come out with enough of them.
Every other console generation, especially with PlayStation, it was very much celebrated in the community as their console got cheaper and cheaper and cheaper.
Yeah, I don't think that Sony's the only one to do this here, but I mean, at least they're actually going cheaper. Look at what Xbox is doing, for crying out loud. And with the Switch, I don't really remember it getting a steep discount at all.
Like, it was $250 for a PlayStation 2 at launch. Then it went down to $200. Then it went down all the way down to $79. Like,
okay, I don't remember it being down to $79, but I do remember it getting down to like $130. That, or $100. That was a hell of a deal when it got down to $100. I remember that one.
over the course of years and years and years, right? I want to find a way for PlayStation to essentially make this as cheap as possible.
Well, I don't think you can find that way. That's going to be all up to Sony. Sony can do it. Sony can make it happen. If they were able to do it with the PS2, they can do it with the PS5. That just requires them to take a little loss on it and hopefully make it back on the software.
Now, obviously, the roadblock is the tariffs. This is the thing where everybody right now is raising costs because it's so expensive.
Yeah, you can believe that if you want to, but you know what? I guarantee if the tariffs went away, they would not lower the price right now. And according to Nintendo, I'm just going to say this one out there because I know I'm going to get fact checked by someone that likes to watch my videos also. Looking at you, Nintendo Prime there. But from what I remember, they never incorporated the tariff into the Switch 2 price, so I don't think that's how it affected it. Just saying.
To bring stuff into the United States. Right now, they are just started doing pre-orders for an Expedition 33 reprint collector's edition. It's $110 in the rest of the world, and it's $170 to get it into the United States because...
For what? What are you getting for $170? It's a game, for crying out loud. It better come... Oh, I'm assuming if it's a collector's edition, it's coming from other stuff, but I've never actually paid for a collector's edition, so I wouldn't know.
You got to pay tariffs at multiple countries to get stuff into the United States now. So a lot of these... I've noticed a lot of these online retailers now are actually saying, okay, here is the country of origin for stuff like controllers and stuff, explaining why it's so expensive.
You know, I notice how the companies love to sit there and do that, how much it costs, with the tariffs, but you ever notice they never want to give you the budget of how much the game or the product costs to make?
But Sony did something smart. A lot of companies did this as well, but Sony did do this. They're trying to dodge the tariffs for the time being, so they have filled up their warehouses. They've doubled supply chains and stockpiled.
Well, that's a very smart thing to do. I will give PlayStation for doing that. I believe Nintendo also did it because before they even announced it, I believe that they already had the Switch 2s already here in the country. I could be wrong, but of course, there is a certain someone who loves Nintendo that will sit there and fact check me.
Millions and millions and millions of PlayStation 5s in the United States. Now, the rough numbers are that they sell about 1 million consoles a month in the United States. So here is my pitch, my hope, my dream for PlayStation 5.
I mean, for 1 million consoles a month, that's still pretty damn good.
I think right now, gaming is becoming prohibitively expensive. And
well, we got fanboys like you paying for those PS5 Pros and like Reforged Gaming who buys 2 of them. And from what I heard, kissed it on the live stream. What do you expect?
I think we're getting to a point where it gets dangerous when normies understand it. Like, I think once the average consumer starts saying stuff like, the PlayStation Portable has no games.
Well, I mean, it does because you got the whole subscription service. The only thing is if you've had that PS Portal this whole damn time and you've been playing on there, you don't really got too many games now.
It's too expensive to get a new console. It's too expensive to jump on board with the latest generation.
You are very correct, Dreamcast guy. Finally, you're standing up for the consumer, but why do I have a feeling you're going to go against them in a later video?
If they position themselves as the cheap place to play with the best graphics, with the best exclusives, with the most...
Exclusives, huh? Talking about Concord, Marathon, Godfall, Forsaken? Are you talking about those exclusives?
To play even third-party stuff looks, of course, best when it comes to consoles on the PS5 Pro. I think Sony, if they were wise, if they were really willing to soak up an upfront significant loss, I hope that for all the millions of consoles that are currently in the United States, they keep the system as cheap as possible. Keep it at...
Yeah, that would be nice, but I don't know if Sony can actually do it with how much money they lost out on Concord and how much they're going to lose out on Marathon, because I think that's going to flop. I don't see how they can do it. They're already doing the Concord tax BS, but at least now they're giving us a discount. But that's going to be it for my reaction. Pretty much he just goes on and on. I gave my take. I think it's a good idea, but it's only going to be a temporary one. But that's it for my reaction. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with me or not. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay vigilant.